Okay, welcome back for the next session of Creating Art Over 70 with Sign Rufus. We're working on the charcoal painting here, Patrice and Lori. We're kind of focusing on the Lori now. So when left, I was working in this area. So sit back, I really sat back for a moment and I thought about what was going on in this section. Hold on a second. And so I want to work this in better. I think I have the proportions correct with respect to the two characters for as the whole anatomy, but I want to get this set. So from this particular section of the character, I can get my angles correct and laid out like the angles of the shoulders. I know they're off right here, and so I want to get them correct. And a lot of them line up with some of the other features. So in order to accomplish that, get this a little more solidified in this particular area of the painting. And so that's what I'm going to work on together. And also, I you know what I did lightly, what I needed to do a little, I need to continue to do in my pieces going forward with respect to portraits, is really laying in the cavities of the underlining skeleton of that particular person first. And so once I get that line in there, then I could build out from there. It makes it easier for me to build out the structures of the eyes and the structures of the nose. If I place the cavities correctly, like the cavity of the nose that would go here in this section, and of course the cavities of the eyes that would be like that. So that's like the planes of the face, and so certain parts of the face go in, certain others go up, and some others go out, and then it's around like that. So anyway, so that's what I'm working on today. I'm gonna get these tightened up, and then I had to sit back and I really concentrate on the eyes because I want the eyes to look in a different direction. I do not want them to follow the reference, and so in order to do that, I need to really understand the diameter of Lori's eyeball, right? And so once I get that understood in here, I can move the eyeball from one corner of the eye to the other corner of the eye, and then once I have that set, then I have what is to me is the underlining anatomy, and then once I have that underlining anatomy eyeball, I could bring the lids over it, and so then the creation of the eye should be a little closer to reality than just me trying to force the shapes around it to get it in. And so I'm going to work like that. If I was going straight from the reference in, painting there in the direction that she's currently looking, then I wouldn't have to worry about that because the shapes fit. The shapes fit for her looking in that direction. So all I need to do is capture those particular shapes, the darker and the lighter, and you know, the different value structures in the eye. Okay. So anyway, enough said about that. Let's get busy. Let's continue working on the charcoal drawing Patrice and Lori, creating art over 70 with sign Rufus. Thanks for watching. Let's get busy. Okay, all right. I'm gonna stop here for a minute, take a break. The piece is kind of fighting me. I need to get connected with it. I'm really trying to work those eyes, and maybe I should have just painted it the way the references was with the position. But I'm really trying to change it. This is what the journey is about: experiences and learning, and just enjoying the process. So I think I'm gonna get it to work. I'm gonna start working more in the face to try to get the forms to look a little more proportional and a little more in line with what they're supposed to do. It's gonna look kind of strange right here once I start bringing out more of the details in the face. However, that's what I did with the Patrice piece too. I brought up more of the details in the face and then just trying to work out the rest of the composition on the subject itself. So that's what we're gonna do here because it just seems it's not quite right. I think I got the flow, this side of the flow, kind of going relatively well. If I blank it off, I think I kind of got this side of the piece working relatively well, and so I want to carry on with that and then get the proportions correct here because I think I need to come in a little tighter. As you can see, when I was working with the eye, I was trying to inch the eye over a little closer in from the right side closer to the left side, and so I think I have it where I want it. And so once I just leave it there and work around it, I think I'm gonna work around it and build in the form to come down into the nose area because I want to get the nose area before I move into the mouth. Because I kind of get something just laid here. It's way off right now because I moved the eye in, so it's actually supposed to be a little bit more in this direction. In this direction here, in line with the eye. It's supposed to be more in line with this direction here to get that flow coming down. So um, so in order to get that fixed and working properly, I gotta work and bring down the form into the nose area. So if you take a look at that, I think that's working relatively well. Give a little bit more of the form come in like that with respect to the eye. Something like that, and then I could work down into it. So I start bringing that because it needs a little more work in here. And so I'm going to take a break and then sit back and look at this for a little bit. Sit back and look at the piece for a little bit and analyze where I want to go, the direction I want to go. But it's working, but it's fighting. So when it does that, I normally step back or I work on another area. However, with this particular composition, I gotta make sure I got these lines. I guess I can go with the lines and work from the lines as opposed to the full layout. But the lines may change, especially with respect to the mouth, based on how the forms push the nose. Because I think this side is working relatively well. So I think I'm okay and I'm comfortable with that. However, I want to move across and get this section worked out here in the nose, and then I work down into the mouth. Just to get the form of the mouth laid in is enough for me to be able to work a little bit better with the angles of the shoulders and bring it down into the body, into the rest of the anatomy in this direction. I want to make sure I got that down. I know I'm going to have to go up more with this to get that fullness of the hair that she has, because her hair is really, really full and beautiful. And the thing about Laura's hair with respect to Patrice's hair, I didn't go into really getting the tight manicured look on the braids. I kind of just laid the braids in where they look kind of dready. And so I didn't go for that real clean manicured look like on the I don't have that luxury. I got to really work in the fineness and the beauty of her and flow of her hair. And so I can't just put it out there and do a dready thing. Dreadies are pretty easy, or not easy, but simpler to work with respect to the hair group, in my opinion. But for me, it's been that way so far. Anyway, that's enough said. Let me take a break. Thank you so much for watching Creating Art Over 70 with Sound Rufus, the charcoal painting, Patrice and Lori. Blessings. See you in a bit. Okay, I'm gonna stop right here for this session. A little tired. Actually took a break and grabbed a little bite to eat, and I thought I could come back and do some more, but I think I want to stop right here. I I've been working in here. I was fighting trying to get the shapes to connect, cause like when I'm painting like if you were putting a puzzle together, how the shapes fit together to bring out the final picture, and that's how I try to paint. I try to get these different little shapes in the from the reference and put them in place. And so, with me adjusting the trying to adjust the eyes at that stage of the picture wasn't working for me. I couldn't get the shapes to connect because I wasn't really capturing that underneath anatomy, like the eyeball, how the eyeball rotates inside the socket there underneath the eyelids. I wasn't capturing that. So I decided just to push the eyes in the direction that the references is showing them, and work from there to get the forms out to, to try to capture Lori, from that, from the reference to here, and see if I can capture her. Then I may or may not try to move the eyes again. So anyway, it's a lot to do. Um, Stay in there, hanging there with me. So I'm gonna work through. When I come back, I'm gonna work through the face some more. So where I'm trying to work down into the mouth area, I'm gonna start to sculpting out the mouth area, and I want to get this little kind of puckness in Lori's nose. I think I still have. I think I might still have the nose just a little bit, a little bit too low. It's a little bit too low. I think I need to bring it up a little bit more, like in the line here for the top part, and then the line here for the thing to capture the V in here that we all have, that natural like V shape that we get from in our features. I think I got this one. I think I got that one. Maybe not. Maybe a little bit higher on this one also to come up like that. So anyway, that's what we're gonna work with when we come back. Thank you so much for watching. Creating Art Over 70. Signed Rufus. Painting with a Passion. Blessings. See you in the next session.